Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
yeah. What up, Jay?
Hey, what's going on, boss? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm hanging in there, man. Can you hear me clearly and everything?
Yeah. You're good. You're loud and clear, my brother.
Feel it. I feel it. So what's going on, boss?
Oh shit, man. Shit. Nothing much, Just just taking it day by day. Um, just trying to hold on here real quick. Um, just trying to create some content as well, just like you. I've been seeing you doing your thing. So I'm just trying to get my podcast up and going again. So it, that's about it. And doing a little bit of Zoom comedy as well at the same time.
I feel that. I feel that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna intro you a little bit. So everyone, welcome in to another installment of Where's My Damn Podcast? Well, I'll tell you, it's right here, smack dab in your face. That's right. Yep. And I got a very special guest on the line. I'm very excited to have him on. Um, I met him I believe, last summer in 2019. He did a showcase out here. One of my fellow comedian put it together, and when I saw him, man, hilarious as fuck. Very funny, very talented. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, shit, welcome in the homie Jay Rich.
Hey!
Do you...
Like we got a crowd out there or something.
I know, right? Yeah. How's the weather out there in Oakland? You in
Oh,
Oakland right now, or what?
the sun's out, but it's a little windy today. The
Okay.
trees are pushing, man. You know how the Bay Area is, man.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can the Bay Area have you wearing a hoodie and shorts at the same time.
I know it's kind of the same shit out here in Stockton too.
Yeah, I could imagine, man. I could imagine.
Shay, we'll definitely just talk about your new special and everything. Uh, but shit, you know what? We'll just go back and forth, man. Whatever. I'll definitely have some um questions related to comedy, obviously. And I mean, if you got something for me as well, just shoot it my way. Just we'll ping back and forth. Like the cell phone towers.
Mm, feel it. I
Uh,
feel it.
yeah, man. What is it? So how long you been doing comedy? And what made you get into comedy?
Well, I've been doing comedy 8 years, and well, eight and some change. I've been doing comedy 8 and some change. I fell into comedy. I fell into comedy kind of weirdly. I fell into comedy because I was hosting a room called Dorsey's Locker years ago before I
Hmm.
started doing comedy, and it was a poetry room. It was an open mic for poets.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, I was a poet then, but I wasn't really doing anything all like that. I was hitting open mics and stuff like that, but I was going through a broke spell and really needed a job. And this dude I knew, he said that he might be able to give me a job at this place. They do it every Tuesday, and all you got to do is bring up the acts and stuff like that. So I started off there, just bringing up acts, and it was just nothing but poets. Then all of a sudden, a comedian came in there and asked if he could get down, and then he started coming every week. The next thing you know, he started bringing his comedian friends every week. So next thing you know, it pushed out the poetry and went to comedy. The room a whole switch.
Yeah, yeah,
you know. And I was just hosting it, and like I said in the beginning, I was just calling names next to the stage, next to the stage.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then I started liking the comedian so much, I was like, man, let me try to tell a joke. So I used to try to tell one joke every. I used to try to tell one joke every week, just one,
Right.
and then
That's what's up.
Next thing I know, man, a cat asked me if I could start, if paid me to host his show. So then I tried to put some jokes together. So I did about a year or so of comedy before I claimed to be a comedian. People was just
Yeah.
a host because they liked
Yeah.
the host and thought I was funny, but they didn't think I was a comedian,
Okay. Okay.
But that's how I really got into it.
Okay. So it wasn't like because you know how it goes sometimes, like, okay, I was a fan of so and so, and he or she made me or influenced me to get into comedy. It wasn't nothing like that,
Nah,
or
nothing like that. I thought about doing stand up once before, a long time ago, and I just thought I couldn't do it. I was like, man,
yeah, yeah.
this is crazy. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So I mean, but like I said, how I got into it was running an open mic.
Yeah.
Like I said, I tried one joke a week, and I was seeing how the other comedians was doing, and then I just kind of learned. I learned on stage.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. Yeah. Yeah. Like that's interesting because like when I got into it, because I'm like a little bit over 2 years into the comedy game, and um like I I I was a fan of comedy. I enjoyed the different comedians, like Eddie Murphy's and Chappelle and Carlin and all this and that, and but I never thought about doing comedy. um but like I'm 43, and so I started like, yeah, at 41, so a little bit later in the game, but I kind of just stumbled upon it, or just watching some stuff on YouTube, and I saw this podcast called the Kill Tony podcast, and that kind of pushed me more and more, like, or kind of encouraged me to do it. And I was like, but at the same time I was like back and forth, and then I was like, and they would like bring in, like, it was like an open mic. You get to do 1 minute sets, and then they would bring in like big name comedians to like critique them,
Right.
the open micers, and they would critique them, and then at the same time give advice as far as like how to go about doing comedy, like, hit the open mics and da 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 da, this and that, and I was like, shit, like, um okay, like it kind of stuck with me. And then one day I was like, yo, let me hit up a open mic in town, and then that kind of pushed me pretty much, and then that's how I didn't have like a big inspiration or anyone that influenced me, that kind of thing. That it was kind of more or less that for me.
Makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. um so you said about 8 years in comedy, like, I'm pretty sure by now, 8 years, you're like, you're kind of been around the block a few times, and you're are you at a point in time you're comfortable um in this, like, being 8 years in, are you comfortable with your material,
Well, not
how
not
you as a comedian?
not really, man. I'm trying to get better and better and better. I'm trying to push a hard line. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I'm at the best that I could be. You know what I mean?
Y- yeah.
I feel like I'm good. I feel like I'm not scared to get on stage. I know if you put
Hmm.
me on stage, if I'm doing a show, my whole goal is to go kill it. And I feel
Yeah, yeah,
capability of killing it, but I'm killing it from my level. I feel like I could level up,
yeah.
and I feel like that comes with time because I thought I was killing in my first year of comedy. Like my first year of comedy, I was doing.
Oh, okay. Cutting out a little bit there.
Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened either. I think it might have been me or something. But shit. You're back on. So Um, so
Oh but like I was saying, I thought I was killing it in my first year of comedy, you know,
yeah.
and then when I got around to my fourth year, and I look back at tapes that I did in my first year, I was like, oh, that was boo boo. But then I'm killing it in my third year of comedy, and then I get to my fifth year of comedy and look at my third year like, oh, I don't never want nobody to see that ever again. So
Right.
so it's just more so of the time that wherever you at the time. Like I said, like right now, I feel like I'm killing shit. I feel like you put me on stage, I'm confident to kill. But I'm sure 10 years from now or 5 years from now, I'll look back at where I'm at right now. So it's just more so of a getting better and getting better type thing, you know?
Yeah, the progression as you go along in this comedy game. Um,
Exactly. So
yeah.
so as far as like feeling like I've been around the block a couple of times. I mean, I've been around the block as far, and I haven't even been around. Wait, just one moment.
Yeah.
Huh? What's up? This one mine.
Yeah. We got the homie Jay Rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sorry about that. Somebody was trying to break in my car. But yeah, it's more so the progression of everything, just like you said, like like dealing with club promoters and different things like that. I've been around the block maybe once with that type of thing, but it's so many things that you learn as time goes on, you know.
Yeah. And yeah, totally 100%. Because I think yeah, you don't want to get too comfortable in this game. Like even though I'm like 2 years in, like you said, like how you broke it down, like oh okay yeah, like the first year was good, and then the in your third year you're like oh the first year is whack, and like you know like
Right.
yeah, like you don't want to get too comfortable with yourself because obviously it's all about yeah, like getting better. I mean, definitely, like if you're doing something right and you're making people laugh, definitely that's a positive in itself. But I think for us comedians, I think we should, um, strive to get better than, yesterday or last month, that kind
Yeah,
of
of
thing.
course you can't help but look at anything you do. I think the moment you get comfortable, you'll be at a standstill anyway. You
Yeah.
can't do the as long as you striving to be the best at what you do, not more so in the competition with everybody, but just like you like it's almost like all right, the next 10 minutes set all right, or the next 30 minutes or the next hour, depending on where you at in the game. It's more so
Hmm.
thinking to yourself, all right, let's just say you only got 10 minutes. So in my opinion, in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, the next 10 minutes that I write, I'm gonna kill that first 10 minutes,
Hmm.
and then the next 10 minutes I write is gonna murder the first 10 minutes that I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
and then you can't help but get better on that. That's like riding a bike. The first time you rode a bike, you was being so careful. Then after a while, next thing you know, you start driving the bike with one hand, and then now you're doing it
yeah,
with now you riding the bike with no hands. Now you're trying to hit wheelies. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's just more so all on the progression and what you wanna progress at. Cause like you got some married women that been married 30 years. The her husband got comfortable with their sex life, so he don't pull out the tricks no more. So how do he get better? Cause he, cause he's comfortable.
yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, let me just sit back and
Right and now he's all this lazy sex because he got her. They married. She ain't going nowhere. At least that's what he thinks. And
right,
then you
right.
got you got to look at the comedy game. Well, that's how I look at the comedy game like that. Like the comedy might cheat on me if I don't kill it every time.
Yeah,
Comedy
no,
might
that's
comedy might leave me. Comedy might choose somebody else.
yeah, because there's always that new guy, right? Like,
Always that
that
he knew he's funny. All his friends and family coming to all the shows, making him look good.
Yeah, yeah, yep, for real. Like so, in Oakland, like what's the comedy scene like? The last several years, I guess,
Well, I mean,
10 years.
I was lucky when I first started. It was the comedy scene was real dope in Oakland. It was an open mic every day of the week, and the good part about the open mic every day of the week is that it didn't seem like an open mic because the rooms used to be so packed with regular people. And then
Mm,
it's not like some scenes where the majority of the crowd is comedians. When I started,
yeah.
the crowd was dominantly crowd, and they still had 10, 15 comedians, but they had the crowd outnumbered the comedians when I started.
So the crowd was lit,
Crowd
pretty
was
much.
lit every day. So Sunday through Thursday was like I mean, Monday through Thursday they had like open mics. You could drive around and go get time
Right.
all week, and then they reserved the Friday and Saturdays and Sundays for the showcases.
Hmm.
You know,
Man, that's
so
crazy. Yeah,
that's what
like
I really miss about it. I'm glad I started when I started because one, I had my own room, and then two, it was like 14 other clubs that was doing open mics too that I could go practice at and get ready for my room.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
You know.
Um, did you primarily stay within Oakland, or did you travel like outside for open mics?
Well, in the beginning, it was just Oakland. Really, in the beginning, it was
Yeah,
really just Oakland. It went down to. I used to go out to Richmond sometimes. Every now and then, I went out to San Francisco. San Francisco, when I started, wasn't as good as it is now. Well,
yeah,
pre-COVID,
yeah,
because San Francisco had that more comedians than crowd type thing at one point.
yeah, yeah.
And then Stroy Moy took over out there and basically made it like Oakland at one point,
Hmm.
if not even a little bit better, because every day of the week it was a fat crowd with more crowd than comedians, and you could really work on some stuff, you know. But when I first started, San Francisco wasn't like that. All
Mm,
they had was
mm,
like the punchline and Cobb's. But as far as like open mic stage time around the city, it wasn't.
yeah,
It was all comedians, you know, and maybe had five people in the audience that wasn't comedians. But when Stroy
yeah,
took over, it was crowd. So that made it dope.
yeah, yeah, man. Like out here, as far as like Stockton in itself, like there was really well. I guess I can honestly say that there's no comedy scene prior to when I got started. But we started to slowly build up like a little scene like pre-COVID. Like we started a lot of the young cats started throwing mics because prior to that you had to go to Sacramento. Like if you were a Stockton cat or near the 209
Oh
area,
yeah,
you had to go to
I used to go to Sac
Sacramento.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, Sacramento or the Bay Area, like so. Yeah, there's. I mean, obviously, you have comedians in Stockton, like a Insane Wayne, you know, who's well known out here, in the Bay Area too. And you know, Saul Trujillo,
Right.
Nick Larson. So, you know, there's some cats out here, but as far as like a scene, I, if I had a bet on it, a lot of those guys had to go outside of Stockton to hit up the
Most
mics.
definitely, because that's where
Yeah,
I met it. I met Insane Wayne at a show in Berkeley. You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
I met Saul at a
yeah,
competition at Tommy's. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
and the good thing about being a comedian, if you really, really trying to work, if you really hustling, you really networking, you're gonna meet everybody at least in Northern California.
yeah.
9 times out of
And you
10,
know
if you don't
that
know a person, if a comedian don't know, like if a comedian from Northern California and he doesn't know you really, he either just started or he not working hard enough.
yeah, yeah. You know what? That's what I noticed about um you know being in comedy. Like I'm having the opportunity to meet different comedians from Sacramento, cats from the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
Like I met you last year, even though I was in the audience just watching, but at the same time, I'm learning. I'm trying to pick up stuff like from you and the other people on stage, like how can I get better and stuff. But yeah, I that's kind of it's almost like a fraternity. It seems like
Yeah,
you run into each other at certain shows, showcases, and it's like, oh, what's up? Like it's almost like a connection with us comedians.
exactly.
Yeah,
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 that's how
man.
it go. And then the cool
Yep,
part about it, the more you move up, the more you hustle, the less you see certain comedians too. Because if you're traveling a lot, you'll be meeting like the less you'll see comedians that started in your circle. Because if they're good and you're good, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be booked in a show in Florida, and your friend gonna be booked in a show in Las Vegas. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's gonna
yeah,
get to the part
yeah,
where y'all don't really even see each other no more, really, because y'all working. And to be real, that's the
yeah.
that's
No,
the name of the game.
yeah, no, that's facts right there. That's facts because again, we talked about the progression early on, in the show, and like either you're doing shows, I'm doing shows, or well, the other part, if someone's not working hard enough, you ain't definitely gonna see that person. So it's like definitely different steps in the comedy scene, comedy
Yes, sir.
game.
Yes, sir.
Um, but yeah, like you were saying,
Oh yeah, just go to Patreon, go look up comedian Jay Rich or just Jay Rich 510. You spell it JayRich, and then you put comedian Jay Rich or you go Jay Rich 510. Right as of right now, I got 2 comedy specials streaming. It's only $5. Not no people. You can't really get that nowhere else. With two
right,
two
right,
comedy specials, I got two of them things for
yeah,
$5 a while. Plus, I got a few segments. I got one that's out there right now where I'm interviewing comedians and talking about the journey of comedians going through COVID. And then tonight I'm dropping Jay Rich Presents Deal Breakers, where I'm asking comedians and rant. You feel me? That's just walking down the street. You know what I mean? To see to see what are your deal breakers. You know what I mean? What's your
r-
deal breakers within a relationship? You know what I mean?
right, right.
So it's real fun. It's real entertaining. And I think the people going to enjoy it. But yeah, man, two
That's
comedy specials. Go to Patreon. Follow me on Instagram at JRich510, JayRich510. And then I got the link in my bio.
that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Make sure to check out the comedy special. Support the homie Jay Rich because man, $5 you can't beat that, man. Gotta
For
go
two specials and
two.
two segments, and then I'm coming with material. I'm coming with segments every week.
Yeah.
Twice a week, we're coming with some kind of show for you guys to enjoy. But
Hmm.
two comedy specials for $5, two segments so far that's streaming right now.
Right now, y'all. So check that out. So like as far as your comedy style or the last time I saw you, you had uh like materials about like relationship. Is that kind of your thing, or is there more to that, or what's your
Well,
approach?
no. I pretty much talk about everything. I'm
Yeah,
very more so of a observation comic. I'm more so of an experience comic, experience as far as my own experiences.
yeah, yeah,
I talk about my own experiences, my own outlook on things. Um, and and I talk to. It's like the old school saying, the things that you, I'm telling jokes about the things that I see, the things that I hear, and the things that I go through.
yeah, for sure. That's
So when you
100%.
when you take those three things, man, I could write forever about the things I go through. I
Yeah,
could write forever about the things I've seen, and you can write forever about the things you've heard. You know what I mean?
yep. That's
So
that's a
so basically, it's just basically my life on how I see it, and I love to play devil's advocate on things. So if you
hmm
see some of my comedy, I'm talking about. I'm talking about one thing, but I'm not just gonna hit it from one angle. I'm gonna hit it from both angles.
Right, right.
And then I'm gonna drop my opinion on it as well. Whether you agree or not. Because one thing I heard an older comedian say, he says the crowd, you don't pick your crowd, the crowd picks you.
Mm-hmm.
So by him saying that is more so like, you got to be who you are. You don't want to cater to a specific type of crowd. If
Right,
as long as you do you, the right people will come and the right people will support you.
right. Yep, that's what's up. Um, so okay, well, we'll talk about this current state of the pandemic and everything. Like, how are you dealing with the whole pandemic, like in terms of comedy and everything? Like, well, what's
Well, just like the Patreon account that we just promoted. Like, a lot of people can't come out no more. They're
yeah,
shutting down everything. So that's why I say the good thing about the Patreon account with my two specials on there, is since you can't come to me, I'm gonna come to you.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm just a click away. $5, you get 2 comedy specials and things, and it's right there in your pocket. It's right there on your smart TVs at home. So the only thing that I can do during this COVID is provide ways for people to be entertained while being socially distanced or while they're at home being under quarantine, that they can be entertained and they can still enjoy comedy
Mm-hmm.
to get their mind off this stuff. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So
Now,
basically, the only thing is through the COVID is just putting it into people's hands now.
that's yeah, no doubt. Now during the pandemic, were you hitting shows? Were you doing
Oh yeah, of course
stuff
I
in
was sneaking.
between?
Yeah, I was sneaking doing the little undercover shows, the little speakeasies everybody was doing.
Yeah.
The after hour joints. But this recent shutdown right here, the second coming of the shutdown, it really scared a lot of people. So as of right now, it's really about to be some online television movie type stuff.
Yeah,
People are
yeah,
taking chances on this second shutdown.
yeah. I know. Yeah, like during this pandemic, like I've been I don't know if you tried it or not, but I've been doing the Zoom thing and the virtual comedy. Like at first, I was like, I was a little iffy about it, but once I like dived right into it, it I kind of hit the ground running with the Zoom comedy because like for me, I don't know if you remember, I'm a blind comedian, um,
Right, right,
and like there's both sides to the argument. Like some people are like not into it, and some people are. But like for me, like actually, it's kind of been beneficial because it allowed me to work on my material, um,
right,
and even though Zoom is like 7 8 months in or whatever, like a lot of the people that are hosting Zoom are taking it pretty serious. So they have some legit shows. You actually get to do your time. People police each other, and lot nine. Well, most of the time, it's a good support system. A lot of people
right.
really fuck with each other and um support each other, and that's pretty good to know. But as for me, like you know like we're experiencing now, live comedies is a few far in between. Like I'm really benefiting from it. Just only because it allowed me to just work on a lot of material versus like if I wasn't doing you know comedy, you know and so it's a good thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Did you mess with it a little bit or no?
I've done. I think I've done maybe 2 out of the whole 8 months,
Yeah,
but I kind of figured this thing was happening, so I was trying to get ahead of the curve. So the shows that were going on still, that's when I was doing a lot of my recording and stuff like that, so that I can make sure that I have some product to sell. But I'm not against Zoom.
yeah.
It does feel weird. It does feel awkward. But to tell you the truth, I'm more ready to do Zoom now than ever. I'm ready to attack that monster and just like I said, stay in the people's hands. You know what I mean? Especially for the second shutdown.
There you go. There you go, man. Yeah. And what like let me ask you this, like let's say hopefully sooner than later, like when things open back up, um like do you think Zoom will like stick around? Um
I
like
think
when
I think I think it will. I think it will, but I think it will, especially maybe the first few years of the world opening back up.
yeah, yeah.
Because once they say that the world open back up, everybody's not just going to automatically run out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's going to still be a lot of skeptics. So you could once you build that market on it, and you get some people locked in, even when the world open, you'll still have that market.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
well
But
it
as a stand up comedian, you know what I mean. I need to feel the energy of that audience.
we need that live audience, that hot crowd. We need, yeah, definitely to feel that energy. It's
Yeah, that
definitely,
heat.
yeah, man, that heat. Um, yeah, because I was talking about it with another comedian, and like I think if they package it right, like let's say if things do get better sooner than later, like I think if you can package Zoom right, like it may stick around for a good while, and it's probably a good problem to have because when you got live comedy, you got the virtual comedy now. You got options, so it could be a good thing, it, long term, long term.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah. So let me ask you this, man. During the pandemic and everything, this is this is how my mind works, bro. Like survival of the fittest. When shit hits the fan. What is your go to food? I'll tell you mine real quick. Like, cause I'm Filipino. Like what I think we're a little bit. I think we're built for this. Like Filipinos, man, we're known to mess with spam, Vienna sausage, and,
Right.
and top ramen and sardines. What's like like if shit hits the fan, Jay Rich, like what's your go to? Like where are you going?
Well, you was break. Hello. You was breaking up.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, can you hear me? You got me?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your go to food? Like oh man, like the end of the world. Like shit, I need to eat something. Like what's your
Oh,
go to?
macaroni and cheese, man. Seafood macaroni and cheese at that, man. I want shrimp and crab in it. It's gonna be Cajun. Yeah, I know that's not a typical meal, but I just found out about it maybe about a year ago. I've been in love ever since.
Oh, there you go,
Yeah,
man.
you gotta try it, man. The seafood mac and cheese Cajun style.
Cajun style. All right, where do we get that? Like
No, you
where?
gotta make it yourself, man. You gotta
Ah,
make your own cheese sauce, man. You grab you
okay.
some crab meat, you grab you some shrimp. You go ahead, you make it like regular mac and cheese, but you add those things in it. It's good. Some Cajun sauce on Cajun spices on the meat.
There you go, man. Okay, one more question, man. One more question before we wrap it up. Like I said, we're going through some crazy shit right now with the pandemic. Like, um, like with the whole thing with like I said, man. Like this is how my mind works sometimes. Like, if if you wanted to find out if something was true or that you wanted to believe, like it could be either or. It, like which one would you prefer? Or it could be both. aliens or Bigfoot?
um, I believe alien. I believe if I had to choose, and guess which one is the truth, I would say aliens over Bigfoot.
Nice, nice,
Because
nice.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some other life forms out there that just ain't found us yet.
Right, right. Like, yeah, I totally agree with you on that part. Yeah, most definitely. You know, like I'm really curious about Bigfoot because like I saw this thing online. I think Joe Joe Rogan posted it. Like if they found Bigfoot, if they were able to find Bigfoot, like he would I think he would stop everything. I think that was kind of what his stance on it, and I think I would agree with him on it. I was like, man, if Bigfoot was real, I'll be like, you know what? Okay, fuck it. Like now I know it's real. Okay, whatever. Like
Right, right.
um, but man, Jay Rich, definitely love having you on. Anything you want to plug before we wrap it up?
Oh, nothing much. Just what we said earlier, man. Just find me on Instagram at JRich510, JAYRICH510. Make sure you click that link in the bio, then click become a patron and take advantage of that $5 for the two comedy specials plus other segments on there. It's something that you do not want to miss. I promise you.
Yeah, yeah. Like he said, support Jay Rich, support the homie, man. He got two specials out. He's working on content constantly. Man, Jay, thank you. Appreciate you having being on the show, and look forward to seeing you in the future, my man.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Peace.